Hello and willkommen to this brand new Transport Fever 2 playthrough where we're attempting to make a transport company based in the lovely land of Germany, or Deutschland as you will probably know it. We've got a very large map here that is made by one of the lovely Transport Fever 2 community, and we're going to attempt in hard mode to make a successful transport company that connects up this map so that it's the bustling nation that we all know Germany to be, the heart of the European Union and the industrial capital of Europe, really. So we're in 1850, we're in hard mode, and we're going to try and build this out. You can see from the map looking around, we go all the way up north towards Denmark. Over in the west we have a bit of the Netherlands, a bit of France, down to Dijon. We've got Bern, we've got Salzburg and Vienna. And you'll probably notice from the way I'm going to do this, I'm probably going to switch and change between local pronunciations of town names, and I think I'm just going to try and stick with whatever I feel comfortable with. I know my German is okay, but it's not brilliant. And so for München, which I probably butchered that, I might just call it Munich. I might, and I'm sorry all my German watchers of this. I mean absolutely no disrespect. I mean to do this playthrough to do justice to Germany, and I hope I don't do that by hammering all of the names of places that I'm going to try and get right. But I really wanted to do a German playthrough. I see a lot of players that play Transport Fever 2 come from Germany, and I've been to Germany a few times. I love it. It's a great place, lovely food, great beer especially. So why not do a lovely German playthrough? So we're in hard mode, so we need to get this right at the start. Trains are slow and expensive at this stage in the game, and we need some good old industry to be the backbone of our beginning empire. Now, I'm tempted to start near Berlin and in the north, because Berlin being the capital, it makes a lot of sense that we would do that. But Germany is a place that has changed a lot in the last 200 years, and there are many other regional places which are really big, really powerful in terms of the industry. So maybe not. There are, let's have a look at the waterways here, because waterways, especially in hard mode, are a great way to get stuff around. You see most of the rivers here are actually navigable, which is really useful early game. So what I think we want to do is find an opportunity for us to transport some cargo by water, which would have been right at about 1850. And we want to transport some cargo by water to build some income, some steady income, before we venture into rail travel. So looking around this map, I've found a bit of an opportunity for us. So here in the northwest near Meppen, we have a stone quarry here, and we also have this planks factory here, where we can turn logs into planks. So what we can do here is we can take stone to a construction materials plant, and down the river here near Düsseldorf we have a construction materials plant and a log camp here. So this gives us a great opportunity to bring stone down there, bring logs back up, and also you can see these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 towns over in this west need construction materials. So really easy one for us to begin with, and we can start supplying those towns with construction materials pretty much straight away and get them growing too. So that's going to be our first approach, the first thing we're going to spend our money on setting up. So let's get to it. So let's have a look at this. If we place our dock strategically enough, we may be able to connect both of them in. Now I'm thinking stone, if we put it there, I'm just thinking I'm going to build the road first, build a road first, come in and connect. So we'll just go past this dock area here, and we will then connect it into the log camp there. I'm wondering if this little alcove here, this little cove that we have, will give us any connections if we were able to. So unfortunately the gradient is a bit of an issue. I don't want to spend any money at this stage on, so we will build our first dock. I think we'll go, I don't want to do road transport to both, so I'm going to try play it a little bit safe and go here with dock. I don't think that'll connect to the planks factory, but with a little bit of jiggery pokery we should be able to connect this in here, and hopefully that does connect in. Now I wonder if we stretch this road this way, if it'll let us. In fact, let's just delete that section there. See if we can't connect that in there like that. Does it connect to both? No, so that is not connected. A little bit of this. Oh, we've done it. So that dock now, and I'm going to tidy up here. This dock is now connected to both the log camp and the quarry, which is the log camp, the planks factory, which is lovely, and to our Steinbrück, or our stone quarry. So that's done at that end, and we've only spent a few 100,000 so far. So we were going down here. Now again, we might be able to have these connected, but I don't think we will. So I just want to look for somewhere that's going to be, we've got some steep inclines off the river here. A lovely bridge they've made on this map. Kudos to the bridge maker there. That is gorgeous. Love that. But at any rate, we need to put in our industrial dock here. So you can see it is a bit tricky with the gradients and the way it looks. We're probably going to get the most materials initially from the log camp, but I don't think we'll be able to connect that in. We might be able to connect the construction materials plant, but I'm also conscious of Düsseldorf growing, so maybe by the bridge. It's really steep by the bridge though. Here looks a lot better. It's a bit of a trip, but we will need to connect in some road connections to those two plants before this will actually do anything. So let's set at least the beginnings of that up, so we can build our road to come along here. I'll tell you what, we'll go this way. We'll go up here. Nope. From there we'll go up the hill, so we have the little tendrils to connect in there, so that will be connected, and then we can sweep up towards the log camp here. In fact, shall we sweep in a bit better than that? We'll go straight into this road that's already in front there. Not too bad. It's a bit steep, and some of the horse and carts will struggle on there at the start, and then we can build a connection. So rather than taking this long road out, we'll just go straight from here and we'll go into there. So what I'm going to do to make this a little bit cleaner, just take this road here back there and bring that in like so. So we can bring this back in. And we've now got a road that connects the two factories that we want. We will need a truck stop. We've got two platforms. We'll put them both on the left. 20 meters. Do we go for 20 meters at the start? Now we can cheat this a little bit by going up the hill somewhat at the start. If we come up the hill here and stay connected to the dock, although the placement's not going to look that nice with the trees. Maybe come on this side. We can avoid some of that incline, which I think is going to be important to us. So that is connected to the dock, which is good. Short little trip here to pick up the logs, and we also need to be able to drop off. So we could in fact have a line that's picking up logs and taking stone. Well, we've got to take stone that way, bring logs back, so we can take stone there and do that. So we can potentially do this with some double heading, which will make us slightly more profitable. We are in hard mode, so we do need to get this right. So we'll go with a truck stop there, and then we'll have a single platform truck stop here by the construction materials plant. And we need a road vehicle depot somewhere nice and cheap and nearby. We'll get it for 12 grand there. There we go. So let's set up this line. I'm going to do this in the simplest way possible first. So with cargo, we'll just buy the one vehicle for now to set this up. We're going to take logs from here and drop them off. We're going to pick up stone and we're going to drop it off there. So that will connect in the demand that we need. We'll give it the name F. Where are we? We're at Bon. So we'll call this our F Bon. We're going to call it logs. We're going to call it logs. Give it a brownish color so we know what we're doing. And so that's going to connect in the demand there, which will help the boats. We come to our dock here. We don't need any road vehicles here, which is good. We just need our first ship. So I'm going to build the shipyard at this end of the map, somewhere nice and cheap. It may even be on one of these little islands here. Would give us a nice cheap way to do that without too much terraforming. It's a bit out of the way. 180,000 versus if I sneak it on this little island here, so I can get that for 102. So I'm gonna go with that, especially at the start of the game in hard mode. Let's do that. So we need to be able to transport logs, and we need to be able to transport stone. Oh no, we're taking stone, bringing logs back. So those are the two things we need. We've got the riggy, which is the higher speed, but it's a bit more expensive. And we have this Zoroaster, but that is a large one and we don't have the docks yet. So the riggy is the one I'm going to go for because of the higher speed. And we will put that on a new line. So I wish I knew the name of the river, because I would... what's the river name? Because I would definitely give this the name of the river. In fact, hold the line, Paula. So I think looking at maps, and I'm doing my best at geography, I think this is the Rhine. I think it's the Rhine, which runs down here. But I don't think it's all the Rhine. So I'm going to go for that line, and I'm going to just rename it something simple like, what should we do? Oh, we'll call it the Rhine logs. It could be wrong. Let me know in the comments if I've got that absolutely wrong. But that's our Rhine logs line. So we can hit play now. We have our first line. We should see our ship come out, and hopefully we will see stone building up on the platform here, which we do have. There we go, stone on the platform incoming. And over at the south end we should see logs build up at the truck station. So we do have our first logs building up here. Now logs wise, and we need to make sure we maximize the use of this line first, maximize the use of the infrastructure we've got. Ability to ship 270 at the moment. I think that will grow to a full 400. This planks factory can take 400 logs to make 200 planks, so we can do the full load of that. We are only shipping 100 stone though, so that's maybe the limiting factor in terms of our two-way travel down the Rhine with our lovely riggy boats. So let's get our line set up to do that. So first of all, we've got a ship coming in. What's the rate going to be on this line, shall we see? It says it's got a rate of 19, which is really small. We're going to need a lot of boats. In fact, we'll probably spend almost all of our money on boats. However, we need to make sure we have the road connections at the other end doing the right thing. I keep going too far south, thinking this is further than it is. This is a very large map, so the distances are big. They are big. It's not a megalomaniac map, not the absolute largest you can play, but it is pretty big there. So the barn logs can do 6. Now, do I split this or do I just leave it? Yeah, we need a rate of 100, so I'm going to manage the vehicles on here and duplicate those. In fact, rather than do it like that. So 11, we're going to buy a heap more. So 2 gets us to 11, which means we need to get to 100. So we need 9 times that. So we can go for 18. I'm going to drop to 17, buy those and put them on our bond logs line, which gives us a rate of 105. So not a bad start. So they will start going and start picking up logs to take them to the bond port, ready for our ship to come in. At the north port, we have 34 logs waiting to go with the ship's capacity of 70. So we want to space out these ships so they're nice and full when they make the southward journey. But I'm pretty confident we can go ahead and buy another one for our line and get that on the move, because we are going to, like I say, we have a rate now. We should have a rate of, we've got a rate of 38. We need to get that to 100. So in fact we can speed up the game a bit. I'm going to drop the date speed down a little bit as I do that, and let's just see if we don't space them out right. In fact, what I might do with this line is say I don't want to make the trip without being full, so I'm going to say full load all either end, and that will just make sure that I don't end up with, where are you going? So head into that line. I don't want them to be going half empty or even empty. They need to be going full because of the distance traveled. It's going to take a while even to get halfway down this map. Is that halfway? It's probably only a third of the way, but it's 16 miles an hour. You can see how slow these go at 2 times speed. Boat travel is efficient, but it is not fast. So we now have 60 in there. We will hopefully get to 70 soon. So we're filling up. We've got 64. Just waiting on a little bit more to come from there. And down south, all of our horse and carts now are rolling out into our depot. So they should be filling up with logs, and they are ready to take them to our port. And we already have our first logs waiting there. So we've got 28 waiting. So we are making good progress. You can see avoiding this incline was definitely a good thing to do, because they would have struggled to make their way up this hill. So sticking at the top, a little bit of a cheat there, but it allows us to build up the cargo there. So that is going to be really full by the time that boat comes down. We have capacity for basically 302 to be sat there waiting, so there's loads of capacity there. We're not going to run out anytime soon, and the boat is already on the way, and we have more building up. So we're not quite spaced out well enough yet. This boat is going to be waiting some while for the logs to come through. So given that we need, if we have a rate now of 38, we're going to need 3 more of these. That's going to cost us another $1.5 million, which is basically all the money we have left. So we really need to stock up on those. And in fact, I'm going to buy 3 more just so that we don't run out of money with our infrastructure costs and all the rest of it and end up in a position where we can't buy those. So they're going to sit in the harbour ready to be released onto our new line, which is now working. Stuff is coming onto our boats. but I really wish we had more going. So in terms of the demand for this from this construction materials plant, it's really driven by how much we can deliver to it, which we will be able to get to 100, I'm sure. And then we need to connect in the demand, the shipment, which is really another word for demand in this game. So if we connect enough of these towns with a small amount of delivery, then we should do that. You see, Düsseldorf has 67 and Dortmund 50. So even if we're just connecting those two towns to this plant here, we'll have enough demand to level this up. That's going to draw more stone from this stone quarry here and mean that we get more ships on the road. So we've got another ship going, so we can say hello to ship number 3. Guten Tag, welcome to fine Germany. And by the time that gets there, hopefully there's 70 more waiting down there. Our first ship is making its way, just coming past Rotterdam now. So making its way past the Dutch towns and into Germany proper soon. Probably about halfway, so actually not too bad progress wise. And we've got 84 logs waiting for it, plenty on there. Our bond logs line so far is not making money, which you would expect because we're not actually transporting any construction materials yet from this. When we're not taking any stone back, we're just taking logs for half the trip. So that hopefully will become profitable as we get some stone down there. And the first one is on its way now, coming up towards Essen, and we have 28 stone waiting for the third ship. Ship number 3 is on the way. So ship number 3 now coming into port, ready to collect 51 of our fine stone up in the north. I think we're probably ready now to welcome ship number 4. Thea, let's go. Send out ship number 4. Ship number 1, meanwhile, is just coming past Düsseldorf. So nearly at the destination that we want to get to, which is good to see. So ship number 3 making its way now full. Ship number 4 coming in, and not yet any transported down south. So we do have our first ship making its way under the lovely bridge, full of stone. And this is where we need to get some money in because we are deeply in the red, minus 192,000. I'm glad I bought the boats early doors. We haven't had to use our loan yet. We could use our loan, but I want to see this line working in action now. So we have capacity to accept the stone, so we don't have to worry about any warehouses just yet. There's plenty of capacity there. In fact, ooh, wait. When he drops this here, it's going to land on these terminals. Now, these terminals accept 40, so we're going to lose stone straight away because of that. So I think it is actually worth getting a bit of loan and investing in this one here, because we're going to get 70 dropped off and only a capacity of 40 on the one platform. So we need, what's this give us, a capacity of 75. If we put one of these down, and we can pop it there, 94,000. So when those logs come in off this boat now, and the logs go back on ready to go, so that's nice. You can see all the stones there. We would be losing that stone, but thankfully we've put the warehouse down to hold on to that while the horse and carts catch up, and they will take it all, I'm sure. We've got the line rate to do it. Currently our line rate on the ship line is 91, so that's interesting. We have ship number 5 ready to go. Yeah, we need to wait a little bit longer for ship number 5 to come out because ship number 4 is still building up. Ship number 1 is on the way back, so that's good, but Our line rate on the road line is 105, so it will, I'm sure, take up this because we're over the line rate for the boat line at the moment. So that is fine, and they are waiting, they are taking that stone. That is going to make them a lot more profitable. We should see this line stay profitable now. So those horse and carts are going to head to Düsseldorf Central, which I might just change the name of because it's our construction materials. I'm not using, or maybe I should use the German word for it. What have we got? Oh my word. Baummaterial fabric. It's a long old word that. Can we copy and paste in Transport Fever 2? Oh, we can. So we have our construction materials depot, and we have our transfer, which is Wald, which is maybe the word for wood. Is that right? I don't know. I don't know my German too well. Plenty of wood, logs waiting on there, and then we have our halt, which is, I'm going to call this our dock transfer. So we'll have to just go with the name for port, and we'll call this our port transfer. So we have our port transfer there with stone waiting to go. More stone incoming from ship number 2 now, which is really good, and we have some stone building up at the platform here, so we can send out ship number 5 to our Rhine logs line. Ship number 1, where's that coming this way? So this should work out quite well, because I think by the time ship number 1 gets back, we should have some stone waiting for it after ship 5 has left the port. Yeah, so I think we've done something. We're up to 1 million, but we did take out that loan, but we do appear to be still in the green. I didn't even check how much money we made on ship number 1, but if we look, let's find it. Where is it? Ship number 1. So that one trip made 448k, massively outweighing its expenditure. So definitely, this is why early game Transport Fever 2 ships are king of the maps, really, especially if you're playing in hard mode. We will get to trains soon, but boats are the way to go early doors. Now that is going to make that line really profitable. And are we profitable? Yeah. Now you can see in the last period we were definitely profitable, and we still have ships coming in with cargo and ships going back with cargo. So we have, I think, the makings of a really healthy operating income for our new German transport company. The road line is now started to make good profit as well, because we're able to take stone in the opposite direction. So that's making nice. The only direction that we don't have any cargoes when we come from this construction materials plant that way. So now we want to get more demand going from this stone quarry, and to do that we need to level up this construction materials plant. We are able to produce 40, but that will go up, I'm sure, as we bring in more and more stone to it. So if we can transport that 100 stone to Dortmund and Düsseldorf, we shall level up this, and then we'll demand 200, and we can buy more ships, and everything will look rather nice. So let's get started with that. We're going to do it by road. We're going to use the roads that are already there, and the depot we already have. Look at the traffic already. Wow. Lots of people wanting to go between the towns here. They're all very close together on this map. So that is something that may actually hinder us early doors on this game. But we can just put a little road connection in there, which is going to allow us to get to Dortmund. And we need an unload stop. So if we come along here, we might actually cut across there. And we need to drop off in the industrial section, which we will go with. If we go there, they can do a little loop. So we'll just drop it here. And then we also need a stop in Düsseldorf. And there's a nice little loop there, look, which I think we'll make use of. In fact, if we drop it there, There's a loop there without having to do this hill. So we need 2 lines now to take from this one. We just have put the 1 platform down here, so we'll pop another 2 platforms if we can squeeze it in on this side. We can't, so we might have to go for a 3rd one on this side, which is fine, no drama. And we need to buy some road vehicles to do. We need to buy some road vehicles for our line, so we'll just buy the 1 vehicle for the first one at the moment. So we'll go from here into Düsseldorf. We'll call this our the umlaut. I have no idea how to get an umlaut on my keyboard. I've done it. There we go. Düsseldorf. Düsseldorf bricks. Don't know the German word for bricks. I'm just going with bricks. And we will go with that. So that's Düsseldorf set up with those ready to go. And you can see the bricks are already appearing on there. So that is good. And we'll go with the setup the other one as well. So we'll buy a vehicle and put it on a new line. And this is going to be our Dortmund bricks set up as well. And we can look at the line rates for those now and see if we need any more vehicles. So Düsseldorf has a demand for 67 of our construction materials, and the line rate is 6. So we need probably 10 times as many of these vehicles, so we can duplicate a few times. Now we have 8 vehicles, rate of 46. I'm going to go for 2 more, 58, and I'll let that play out a little bit because sometimes you get some variation, and we potentially could make this route a little bit more efficient with a little cut through from here. And we also have our Dortmund bricks line, which is a rate of 4, and Dortmund has a demand of 52. So with that in mind, we can go to our Dortmund bricks line and we can redo those, or duplicate those I should say. So we'll put 8 on there. I'll put another, we'll get this up to 10. Same on that one. So that's going to take 41 of those away, which is again all very good. So let's make this line a little bit more efficient with some more roads. So we can come out here, and ideally we want to come into here. So I'm just going to pause the game a minute. I want to make this connection pretty direct into there. So that road curves that way, but I would like a road that goes from here straight into there. So I'm going to break that connection there. The game's not shouting at me saying I broke connections between the towns, but that is the route I want to take, and then bring these roads in as intersections from here. So a nice straight route for the Dortmund bricks line there, which is looking really good. It is going on this loop up there, which I'm not sure I'm that keen on, but you know, it's coming out this way and then coming back on this road. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that. Not sure on that. I mean, it saves us having to loop the loop, but the game will pick the fastest route, so we'll have to go with that. So I'll put that back again, and then looking at this Dortmund line, we come here. Now we might be better off to connect this road in. See these roads coming out here, maybe even to the back, and go along this nice little, well, there is some gradient there, but I see there's a lot of traffic between the towns. So what I'm thinking is, if we configure this and add in a street access at the back, like so, then we can pull this road in. We can avoid a lot of the traffic between Düsseldorf and Dortmund because there were so many vehicles on there. Now I don't want to do that. I just want to go straight-ish into here, and then we will go do a little bit of a swerve into town there. And does our line follow it? Yes, so our Dortmund bricks line is now going to use this line. We've got a rate of 50, which is just under what we need, so I'm quite happy with that. Düsseldorf, the line is a rate of 67. and we got a rate of 63. So again, both those lines now should be getting what we need. Each of them is on all the terminals, but what I will do is I'll make sure that the vehicles, when they get to the station, can use all of the platforms, just to avoid any delays for any of the vehicles. We'll just set them to use all the platforms like so, and then we need just to do that. We have 2 platforms down here, you see, and we can set that up so this line uses all the platforms at all the stations available to it. Down here we've got plenty of logs waiting for vehicles to come. We have ship number 4 currently headed back, and ship number 2 now has just made its return journey and is waiting for more. So the Rhine Logs line, finances wise, is looking really good. It's making us, well, it's bringing in income of 1.16, and we have an expenditure of 400,000. So about a 600,000 per period profit for us, which is lovely, and plenty of logs to go the other way. If we can get this to level up, and you can see now we have the shipment demand is in blue, we have production also in blue, so there's plenty of stone coming in. We just need to get the transport percentage up now, so that is just a matter of time. We have the line rate set up to deliver, I think, more than 87 that we have shipment demand for, so that'll be good. Dortmund and Düsseldorf, both medium-sized towns, done a little bit of growth and the like, but they are giving us the demand we need, and you can see there's stone waiting for them and vehicles waiting to take that stone away. So we have the beginnings of our German transport company. As yet no trains, but we have some profitable water lines which are giving us good income. So when we get up to a level 2, we can increase the demand from here further by connecting in Köln, or Cologne as we say in England, over this short bridge here, which will do really well. And then we also have the opportunity to connect in either Bonn or Duisburg, I don't know, as well to that. But there are other opportunities around. You can see there's another stone quarry up here and another construction materials plant. Maybe that's a better option for there, but we'll see. Köln has 87, it's a big old place, and Bonn has 35, so there's another 100 demand easily from those two, so we can increase that demand further. And of course these 2 towns hopefully will grow now that we're supplying them with the stone that they want. And you can see we have some stone going in. Transport percentage is increasing for the construction materials plant, but actually we need to look the other direction. So we're delivering plenty of logs here, and we now have a production of 70. Now it would be great, we've got planks here, look, and we've got a machines factory over there. We could actually, could start delivering that to there, and then look at steel, and then we already have some machines going. So does anywhere actually demand? Oh, there's loads of places that demand machines. Wow. Including Berlin, which demands it. Munich over right on the other side of the map also demands machines, but getting it across Germany, I can't wait for trains. It's gonna be great on this map because look at the geography and the topography of it. Following the rivers is one thing, but when we actually start having a rail network with these rivers and mountains, it's going to be a thing of absolute beauty. But I'm really pleased actually so far. We have a nice healthy amount of profit coming in. We have money to do more things with. I just would like to get this stone factory to upgrade. We're at 45% now, so we still have some more to do, but the other 2 lines are fully in blue, and when we do that we are really going to maximize this line here, which is the profit making center of our whole company currently. So we have actually now seen our lovely construction materials plant level up to level 2. So now we have a demand of 200 stone from there, which is going to increase the stone coming from here. You can see the shipment demand now is 200 and our line rate is just 130. So we should start to see a build up of stone there, and we can start to invest in some more riggies, so we can buy a couple more of those and we can put them on our Rhine logs line. We'll send them both out at the same time now, because I think they will spread themselves out naturally. We're going to be able to get 200 stone down to here, which means we can look to put on our Rhine line 200 line rate. So we probably could do with another riggy, and that means our Bond logs line needs to go up as well. So we've currently got 19 vehicles, so we can copy all of those, but I'm going to copy 15 and put them on there. That's going to give us a rate of 203 at the moment. So again, we'll be able to ship the logs down, which is going to increase production at this logs factory. Now, I would like to connect this logs factory in somewhere. So I could connect it into this nearby machines factory, which does demand it. Machines is also demanded by Berlin, and Berlin is an early target of mine. It's the capital. I want to supply it with machines, so I'm thinking either I ship the machines on a railway line, because I could go by water, I suppose, in through this way into Berlin that way, but I would need to supply it with some steel. Now, steel on this map up near Hamburg, there's a couple of steel plants here, which would be good. So I could take steel that way, and then I could potentially, if I take steel that way, could I bring anything on stakes back? There's potential I could bring some construction materials back to Stralsund and Rostock. They need construction materials. Or if I'm taking goods this way, maybe I could take food or something back that way. I mean, there's so if I take machines that way, if I can get goods produced over here, would that work? So there's food processing there. Do we have anywhere that demands that? We have Duisburg, which has a small demand for food, and well, Köln and Düsseldorf actually, and then we could connect a railway line down here, so we could so we could have a network of lines. Okay, I'm starting to feel the bones of. So Hanover is an important town. If we look at the towns by their size on this map, we've got Köln, Hamburg, Berlin, Munich, butchered that, and Frankfurt as being our big ones. Dortmund as well, Hanover. So quite a lot of the northern towns are important to connect up. So we can start to think about how we would do that. So, Hamburg would be a good one. Berlin would be a good one. Over there. Then we have Amsterdam, but that's only small. The Dutch towns are only small. Düsseldorf is a pretty big town, so potentially we can have a line going up towards Hanover, Hamburg. Okay, wait. Going that direction, catch Munster. There, not a big place, but we could catch Munster there. Bring it in with Düsseldorf, Hanover, Hamburg, and then round to Berlin, and then use that line to transport our machines from here. So I'd connect that in from there past Meppen. That'll bring Meppen into the fold, and then we can bring food back this direction to supply Duisburg, Köln. These are two big towns really close to each other, Köln and Düsseldorf. So I think that'll be a definite place to do that. So yeah, I think we're going to do that. So what we'll start off with, and we're making enough money. We've got 3 million in the bank now without really thinking too much about it. Slow the game down a little bit, actually. We've got plenty going on here. Our factory is producing, you know, enough here. It's, you know, pretty busy on this little line here with materials coming down. There's enough going on there to fund a ridiculous rail project, and that's what we came here for. So we're going to take machines, we're going to take planks to there, we're going to bring a line down to Meppen, because we want to go past this area here. This is going to be one of our main lines. So we'll bring those machines, we'll bring them straight this way onto the line here, and then we'll bring that up and around past Hamburg. We can drop some machines at Hamburg, and we drop some machines at Berlin. In the reverse direction at Hamburg here, we've got steel. So our first connection, I think, is going to be from Rotterdam machine fabricator there. We're going to take it from there, swerve up there towards Hamburg to connect in there. We also have our steel plant there. So let's we're not going to produce any machines until we have some steel going in. So steel needs to be our first priority. We have a steel factory here and here. We have some coal and ore there, and we also have some coal and ore down here. So if we connect these two in to a railway line, we can bring coal and ore to our steel factory there. So let's sort that out. So we have Hamburg, and we want to have a rail cargo line going in this direction, and I'm going to have at least 2 platforms to begin with. We want it to be able to, well, this is purely freight at the moment, so it's not going to be directly on the line. So in fact, we'll have this set to go out that way. I think that's going to work really well because that's the direction of the ore as well. Or we have coal just over the river. Interesting, but we don't want to go over any rivers because it's going to increase the cost to us. So let's pop this station down here. Let's get a bit closer. We'll just touch this around a little bit. We will connect this with the road, so it doesn't have to be perfect. We'll drop it there and make sure we connect that in to the factory, so we now have that connected. So we're going to go this direction out here and swerve to the east with our line to connect into these two. So we need a station here. Now I could try and do one station for both, but I think what we'll do is we'll just go with, and which direction are we going? So we're going to swerve around. Let's have a station in about there, and I'm going to refund that immediately because that only needs to be 1 platform at this time. I don't know if that saved me any money now, but we need the 1 platform here to begin with, so we'll have 1 doing that. So we can come around there, and then we'll have another one that's going to skirt around the edge of this ore line to here and head out in that direction. From there, we'll just connect this in with a road, make sure it's properly connected to the station. So that's connected up there, that's connected up there. So now we can build our rail line into the steel factory. So we'll start off with the ore, and we can hit play so we keep getting that income coming in and afford what we need to. So it's pretty flat through here. I'm not worrying too much about the line. We'll go out towards the west a bit so we can sweep around into the station here. Might have overshot that a little bit. I think I want to go back a little bit here, just so we don't overshoot this curve as we come in. And bring that into there. That looks really good. So that's enough for our ore line. Now we are going to have a coal train as well. So we'll bring that out just past the edge here of the ore factory. And then we need to connect into our main line where we'll have everything else. So we'll just bring that in alongside and use this to double track. So that's 75 mile an hour through there, so we'll get the full speed when we need it with faster trains. We'll just bring this double track all the way in to the station there, and we have our double track connection. We'll put in a double crossover to allow access to both platforms, and we'll have some signals as well, where we're going to put one at the end of the platform, and we'll have driving on the rest. So we'll put one way here as well. Put a few down about 2 train lengths apart. There's plenty of capacity for these trains. Get to a level crossing we'll have there, and so here we need to make sure that our trains can go onto both sides. So what I might do is I might bring this over to straight into there. Is that going to work? What we might have to do here is just delete that and extend the single line that way. And I think then what we'll do, we'll bring this into here. And opposite, we'll bring this one out. And then we can bring that somewhere along back into the single track. And do the same with the ore line. So bring it along so it's out of the way. And then bring it into the single track. We may double track this pretty soon as we get more trains on, but we have everything we need now to connect those in, apart from a train depot. So where we're going to put a train depot, it's going to need, it's pretty flat around here. This would be a good spot for a good train depot. We're also going to have lines in and around Hanover. So I think if we go somewhere along here, we'll go back so we can go in both directions, and we can also spin off to somewhere else if we want to. We want to have the least amount of train depots as we can to save a little bit on money at this stage in the game, and we can bring it out to the right hand side of the track going that way, and then equally on the other direction we can go to the right hand side in this way. So now we have that set up. So we've got 2.5 million to spend. We have available to us just the D13, which has a horsepower of 90, so it's not going to do a lot. Now we're mainly going for gondolas here, and we're already at mediocre, so we'll start with what's poor. Do quite a lot before we get to poor. That's 108 yards. It will not get up a high. I'm going to go a bit further down. I want it to have power to at least get up a high gradient. How much is that? Yeah, so I think that's, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 on there. And our first rail line will do. We'll start with coal. It's got further to travel, so we'll start with coal. We'll put this on our F. Where are we going? Wolfsburg. Coal. Give this a nice black colour, so we know it's coal. And we'll see our first train in Germany in 1854 coming out, ready to go pick up some coal. Hopefully we got some coal building up on the platform, which we do, and we have a line rate with that coal line of 40. So it'd be interesting to see whether this actually does get up to the 25 mile an hour with the cargo we have on it. Currently we're sat at 14 as we come out, so maybe that will be its limit. But we also need ore, so we need to buy another one. We'll go for a steam one, and we'll get the 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on there. Just over $1 million for that, and that can go on our new ore line. So we'll go from there to our steel mill, and this is going to be our F. Wolfsburg ore. Give this a nice orange colour, and our second train is on the way. We need a few signals just coming out here to make sure the trains don't get stuck. Off they go. That one has a line rate of 51, so we are going to need more trains on here, but we do need a little bit more cash. I'm a little bit concerned. We're in hard mode about whether these will make any money. I don't think they will. I think they'll about break even. Because we're in hard mode, you really need to be full in both directions. But the trains are moving. It has reached 25 mile an hour. So blistering speeds out in the German countryside we have here. We didn't put any signals down here, did we? We do with one there and one there. And then we need some to protect the junction as well. So on the right hand side we'll have one there and one, oh, not there. Get rid of that one. So just to protect the junction, and then on the approach this side as well. So that's the junction fully signaled up. And with a little bit more money in the bank, we can invest in more trains. But we are losing quite a bit of money on the rail now. 125,000 lost, and we did make 2 million last year. So I'm hopeful that these trains will not bankrupt us. But are we making the most out of our waterline? So at the moment we have plenty of logs waiting to go. We've got a demand there. We're not transporting it all. So logs is looking fine. The line rate is now at 193. We have here a demand of 200 for that, and we have plenty of stone on there with the 7 ships on that line. Now the construction materials plant is leveling up to level 3 by the looks of it. So we're already doing what we need to do to get that to level 3. So we should see that very, very soon level up. So our plant is about to level up any second now. There we go. There's the change. And now that demands 300 stone from our quarry way up in the north, which is good news for this quarry. It now demands 300 and means we can reinvest or invest more in riggies. So we can buy, I'm going to say 3 more, which is going to cost more than we have, so we're going to have to get some loan out for that. We can buy those 3, put them on our Rhine logs line. That gets us 276, so we could probably afford another one. That gets us to 303, so we should be able to transport all of the stone down to this port here. And then we need to be able to ship it from here. So how are we doing traffic wise? Not doing too bad at these depots. Getting a bit busy in here, but not too much traffic waiting. I think we are probably approaching a bit of a limit here with the current configuration we have. Can we configure in another access here? I don't know if that's going to cut off. Yeah, Düsseldorf, Dortmund. Düsseldorf is going to still using that line there. They want to go to the right hand side, so it's not currently using that. So maybe that wasn't that useful. We'll get the money back for that. Traffic's not too bad. We'll try and get this to 300. We currently, do we have any new road vehicles? Still just those horse-drawn carts. So we currently have 34 vehicles on this line. And we probably need half of that again. So we'll go for 10 more. And it's going to get us to 242. We'll go for 8 more after that. If we had some money. I guess it's 286. So we'll leave that as it is. We hopefully will be able to transport almost all of the stone up there. And that's going to bring back more logs for our plank factory in the reverse. Because that line is really, really profitable. So that's a good thing for us. And we can connect in the demand now as well. But let's see how our little rail line that could is doing. So we've got plenty of coal building up there, plenty of ore building up over here. And so far we are, well, we made a profit last year. So that's very, very promising, in fact. So if we double track these two legs out to the station a little bit closer, we should be able to get another train on there and get that line rate closer to 100, which would be really, really good. So we'll do that. So we'll build up our line from here. We'll come straight out of the station there, and that's where we'll double track from. We'll go towards this section here, and we'll just need to pause and get rid of this crossover, which the game will not like. There we are. And we have our double track section there. We'll do the signals in a moment. In fact, we'll do the signals now. So we need a non-one-way signal just outside the, let's get rid of the line. We need one-way signal this side to protect the junction. We have 2 train lengths apart there, and then we've got 1 protecting. So I think that's fine. Allows us to have up to 4 trains in that section on both lines. And then we need to also do what we did there here. So we'll just come out of the station for coal, and we want to go, so tracks on the left. We'll bring that down here, in fact. Nice bit of double track all the way down, and then we can connect it over here, bring that out. Now I could build another platform, but we won't have enough trains for that just yet, so I'm not worried about having 2 platforms. 1 should be plenty for a couple of trains, and we can put in our signals. So 1 coming out of the station, 1 to protect the junction, 2 train lengths apart, allowing plenty of trains to travel, and then we probably put another one there, and then 1 to protect the junction there. So that is looking good and allows us to get more trains. And we do need a little bit of money. But we do have some loan, and I do like trains, so we're going to go with that. We've got enough for that. So we'll go to the Wolfsburg coal line. We'll duplicate that one, and we'll go to the ore line, manage the vehicles, and we'll duplicate that one. So that's all of our money spent. Our trains are not moving. Oh no. They're on, oh, okay, they're on the wrong side of the track, and I put signals in. So fix that quick. Put a little bit of a cheat there, and a little bit of a cheat. Well, we're gonna have to get rid of that signal really, and allow this train to come over to the other side, and then we'll have to put those back and delete those crossovers. So let the trains pass over onto the proper side of the track. Just bad timing. Delete that now, it's on the right side. Delete that now, it's on the right side, and we can restore the signal here, and we're back to normal. So we now should have 2 more trains coming out, and you can see them coming out on the way to make some money on the Wolfsburg ore line. So that is good. That is going to get us, I wonder how much steel we'll be able to produce. So at the moment we're producing 16. We will be able to, we've got 300 planks heading out, so getting to 100 steel would be really good. It means we can produce 100 machines with that, but we do need twice the amount of ore and coal to produce the steel. So the fact that our line rate on our rail lines is just 102 means we can produce 50. So we're going to need twice the number of trains on those lines just to be able to keep up with the requirement for 100. But we are making solid start to this German map. We have now 300 stone being shipped, and that by the reverse 300 logs also going in the opposite direction. We've got loads of carts waiting here to get into this depot, but they are doing it. They're not waiting too long. We have a line rate of 290. So yeah, doing everything we need to do. And the last thing we're going to do before we go to the next episode is we're going to connect in the demand for Köln, I think, and maybe Bonn as well. But Köln is the big one, 87 demand, so that is well worth doing. So we'll have here another platform for that, which we'll be able to handle there, and we're going to go in that direction, and we've got to cross this bridge, which is a bit indirect up there, and there's a bit of traffic on there, so I might just go straight up here, and then we can come across. I suppose that way is actually probably more direct if we came out from here. We come out there, we go straight down there towards Köln. Quite a bit of traffic on this hill because it is a steep one. It is a steep one, but going down they won't have a problem. So we can buy a few vehicles. Let's go with 10 because there's a big demand here, and we're going to go from this plant here, and we need to put in where we're going to land. So we're going to land, and Köln's already quite big, so we'll go right for their heart of their industrial sector to make sure we capture all the bricks that we want, and we can add that station to that map. And this is going to be our F Köln bricks, and that line is going to be able to take plenty bricks from there. So hopefully that'll increase the shipment demand, and we should see Köln come onto the map soon enough. We need to make sure that the Köln bricks line can use all platforms when it is here. Now it's not saying it's demanding yet. Is there anything building up for the Köln bricks line? Taking bricks there to here. That should work. I'd really like to see some bricks being produced. Maybe we need some more produced at the factory. There's traffic actually is getting quite bad into there. So we may need something a bit imaginative here. So we've got absolutely loads of vehicles. I mean, I suppose we have just made a load, and this is probably their first stop. Yeah, these are the Köln bricks ones, lot. So there's 10 of those vehicles in the mix. So hopefully that traffic will die down. We do have a brick being demanded, so our consumers is increasing, and Köln is demanding our lovely bricks. Hopefully more soon. So we need to make sure the production is right up there to do that. At the moment we're producing 137. We've got a demand for probably, well, that 137 split between the three. Dortmund has a demand of 75 now, and Düsseldorf has a demand of 100. So those lines are really asking for those bricks, and we may have to separate out what is happening with this. Or we may have to put another entrance into this depot here. But actually, once the Köln bricks line is going, they're going to go pretty much straight out. They're not going to use this line much anymore. This is all bone logs. It is. So this is all the bond logs lines trying to find somewhere to go. They are waiting patiently to turn right. Yeah, we need better capacity vehicles to really make the difference here. And that's looking good. So that is all for the first episode of this German playthrough. We have got a good steady income background for our new German transport company. We have our first railway line operating with coal and ore going to a steel mill in the north of the country, and we have plenty of boats and carts in the west, delivering us a steady income. The last thing we do, which we haven't done already, and I'm going to go all the way to Berlin because we haven't done anything with Berlin in this episode, but we will as the last act, is we'll put our headquarters down and see how we're doing. So Let's have a look. Where do we want to be? I want to be right in the middle of Berlin. Right in the middle. Oh, this looks like a good spot. Oh, there. I want it to be right in the town. I can squeeze it there, look. So, oh, why are we so low? That's terrible. What? Headquarters. Relocate. I want it to go up. I want it to be so low. There we go. Let's do that. So we have our headquarters. We have our German transport company. I'll see you in the next episode where we will continue to expand our German transport empire. See you in the next episode.